User youths study two human artifacts, books. One is fiction, an invented imaginary story. The other is non-fiction, a book of factual knowledge. The youths set out to find a more complete book databank. They discover a bookmobile and the entranced librarian. In the bookmobile's fiction section, shelved by an alphabetical ordering system, using the author's last name, they find the story of the amulet. The librarian awakens, but vicious wiper scouts lurk nearby.
Did you see anything?
There were 2 wipers out there, but they have departed. I have lost my navigational computer. I will report the wiper activity and our status to Tesla immediately. I cannot get through on our frequency to Tesla. That is highly irregular. There must be some degree of atmospheric interference.
I know a safe place where we can hide. It's underground.
I suggest we depart for the safe place immediately.
How much further is this place?
Why is it hidden? It isn't far. This place was hidden away from wipers to save a copy of all the books that were in existence when my people evacuated 100 years ago.
Was this intended to be your information storage center, similar to our random access crystal storage area?
Well, I guess. It was my assignment to gather and preserve all the books for the return of my people someday.
Do you mean that Earthlings plan to return to this planet in the future?
I hope so.
Faireye, don't you have something to do besides bang on that?
Like what?
Get the platoon commanders together. I need to talk with them.
I'll check on the boys and get on it right away, Chief.
That's it! Careful. Hope I can find my key card. Just where I left it 100 years ago. It's gonna be heavy. Okay. Follow me. Oh, it's a mess. It looks like an earthquake hit. Everything is in total disorder.
Excuse me, Earthling.
My name is Miss Bookhart.
Oh, you may call me Aphos.
I'm Varian. I'm Aphos' sister, Abacus. My name is Lidar.
Pleased to meet you.
Miss Bookhart, where may I find the power source in the subterranean location?
Oh, it's over there, but it may not be working after 100 years of neglect. What is that thing?
It's a limited supplier of energy. Varian, Abacus, and Lidar possess one also. If we use them sparingly, they may last us until we return to the base. Then they must be recharged.
We call them batteries.
No, don't put that on there. That's good trash.
Hey, look what we got! Look what we got!
What do you think it could be, possibly?
We found it in the bushes over there where somebody dropped it or something.
I don't have time for that right now. Chief Humbugler has ordered all platoon commanders back to headquarters. He's planning something big. Let's go. All right, move here. Follow me. We're going to see the chief. He wants everybody back to the command. Here we
Believe it or not, after 100 years of sleep, I feel exhausted just thinking about cleaning up this place. I'm beginning to wish you had never awakened me.
Perhaps the universal being could reactivate the spell.
No, I was only kidding.
Kidding?
But I was wondering, how did you break the spell?
The universal being gave us a clue that led us to disturb the amulet. The book just opened to this page. Nobody can continue to live in a land and a time not appointed.
That's me, living on Earth 100 years after everyone has left. A land and time not appointed, which means a land and time not meant to be.
Yes, we know.
That's right. I forgot you have little trouble with our language, even as it was written 100 years before I was born.
How do you know when the book was written?
I simply looked for the copyright date in the copyright page.
Copyright page.
I thought you knew everything.
And knowing the word for something is not the same as knowing how the thing is used, particularly if it's something you've never seen before, like this copyright page.
I see your point. Well, the copyright page is here, right after the title page. The earliest copyright shows the year the book was first published. A copyright keeps others from copying any part of the book without permission. Sometimes there's more than one date. Every date indicates another published edition or version of the book.
Why do they publish another edition?
Because new information is always being discovered. Many books need to be updated. The book with the most recent copyright date gives the most current information. You can always tell one copyright date because there's a small C with a circle around it next to it.
But this is a fiction book. It has no factual use. It doesn't explain anything real or give any current information.
Why did this earthling, Edith Nesbit, bother to invent this book in the first place?
That's imagination.
Observe here, inside the book, the name and the author are repeated, just as they appear on the outside of the book.
That's the title page of the book.
Yes, the title page. What use is it? The title is already on the book. You humans had many useless things.
The title page has an important use. First of all, Aphos, the title and author are on this page, as well as the person who drew all the pictures. That person is the illustrator.
In this book, the illustrator is H.R. Millar.
Good, Abacus. And the name of the company which actually made the book, the publisher. In this book, MAET Media.
Why is it necessary to repeat the same information which appears on the cover?
Lidar, books are objects. A book cover may be lost or simply covered up. No thing lasts forever.
Data from the Alpha Centauri system is being blocked due to unknown interference.
Very well. Return to your terminal and keep me informed.
Elder Tesla.
Yes.
Please observe my interference indicator.
It appears that there is major interference directly over the base at exosphere level 1. Can you verify with another cycle source?
Yes, I verify.
Relay this information immediately to all external operator terminals and inform me of any change.
This primitive computer is interesting, but it has no communication program. And our personal frequency to Tesla is jammed, as well as all general frequencies.
Perhaps we should remain here until we can establish communication with the base and verify there's no danger.
I agree, but must we simply remain idle?
Better to do something than nothing. Isn't that how the old saying goes? Well, you can help me get things back to normal here.
Certainly, but we did not know what is normal here.
Don't worry, I'll show you. Tell you what, let's begin over there in the nonfiction section.
Use caution.
Oh, be careful. Do you know anything about nonfiction?
Nonfiction is the opposite of fiction. It is true information, fact.
You are learning about books, Aphos. If you'll just pick up the books on the floor and pile them here on this cart, I'll begin to sort them.
Ms. Bookhart, can you identify this?
This is a table of contents.
Table of contents?
Oh, it isn't a table like this one. The table of contents is the part of the book that appears right in the beginning, usually after the copyright page. It tells generally what the book contains, the major sections, and the order in which they come in the book. The page numbers over here tell where each section begins.
Oh, the table of contents is listed in numerical order.
Unit 1, the early Wipers. Chapter 1, the planet they called home. Chapter 2, Wiper exiles in space. What is this book?
Aphos, where did you find this? I'm almost sure this is a table of contents from a volume of the history of Wipers on Earth.
Come, I'll show you.
Yes. Here's the cover.
Miss Bookhart, please.
This is volume 1.
This is the same as the book we found at the ruins and brought to our base.
The same?
Well, that one had the same name, The History of Wipers on Earth, only it was volume 3.
Volume 3? You mean you found it, the lost volume? That's the book I was searching for when the bookmobile broke down. With volume 3 here, my mission will be accomplished. But what good is this library when my people may never return to Earth to use it?
But it will be useful to us. We can feed this earthling knowledge into our main computer and determine how to drive the Wipers from this planet.
That would be wonderful, but we don't have your computer. What can we do now?
Better to do something than nothing.
Let us begin by reconstructing volume 1 of the History of Wipers on Earth.
Ferrite! Ferrite! Ferrite!
Yeah, right here, Chief.
Are all the platoon commanders here?
Yeah, like they say, the jammers are working.
Hey, good. I want to test the coil. I want to test the dome. I want to test the dome.
Right, Chief.
Okay, I think we've got these pages in order now. The title page, the copyright page. Next comes the foreword.
Foreword?
It tells why a book was written. It's written by someone other than the author. Then comes the preface.
What's a preface used for?
The preface is somewhat like the foreword. It explains how to use the book. It's written directly to the reader by the author. And next, the table of contents, listing all the book sections, including all the units and chapters.
You see, the units are the larger sections, like Unit 2, the Wipers come to Earth, and the chapters are more specific, like Chapter 3, the crash landing.
The rest of the book is all the units and chapters in order.
But at the end of all the units and chapters, you've put in more sheets of material.
You mean pages? Yes, like most history and other nonfiction books, this book has an index and a bibliography at the end of the book.
An index?
There are many kinds of indexes, but in books they are all at the end. They list each specific topic in alphabetical order.
Why is it in alphabetical order?
If you want to look up a specific topic, you can find it quickly by looking in the index. Look at the topics in this book. Animals as food, predatory, antisocial behavior, anthropology, automobiles, destruction of, uses. This is an index of all the subjects mentioned in the History of Wipers on Earth, Volume 1. The page or pages where you will find subjects mentioned in the book appear next to the topic. Where in this book could you find information about magnet bombs?
You mean that by turning to page 76, I can find out about Wipers magnet bombs?
Yes. And you can cross-reference by looking up magnet in the index. See, magnet, bomb 76, weapons 77 through 81.
How useful.
By using the index, you can find specific information quickly.
This page is titled Glossary.
Another part of this book is the glossary. It shows how to pronounce some of the unusual words in the book and what they mean, like
Crasplastonium? That's one of the Viper's favorite poisonous gases.
And the book ends with the bibliography, which is a listing of all the books the author used to get information for this book. The bibliography can lead you to many other books on the same subject.
Yeah, Chief, just like we're gonna get those users when the magnetic dome's ready. Slam 'em.
Yeah, I want to go over the plans with the guys.
But Chief, what about our dinner?
You want a bee dinner?
We're not really hungry, are we?
We have quite a few books to put back together. So let's make sure you know the book parts, cover to cover, and their order, starting with
The title page,
which has
the title, the author,
The illustrator, the company that printed the book, the publisher,
and the place where the book was published.
You do learn quickly. What's next?
The copyright page in most books.
How will you know a copyright page?
because the copyright date will be there next to a C with a circle around it. The copyright date tells when the right to publish the book was given. The most recent copyright date gives the most current information.
Exactly, Abacus. What's next?
The preface and the foreword in most books, they both tell why the book was written and perhaps how to use it. The preface is written by the book's author. The foreword is written by someone else. The table of contents comes next.
Which does what?
Tells you what's in the book by units and chapters and on which page they begin.
Then all the pages of chapters and units.
That's right. And what normally follows those pages?
A glossary to show how the words are pronounced.
Good. And what else?
A bibliography, a list of other books the author used to get information for this book.
Then an index, an alphabetical list of subjects and topics referred to in the book.
Good. I think you know what you're doing.
I'm sorry, Commander, but at this point we have no explanation for this interference.
Colonel Holden reporting. Tesla, my mother. I've had great difficulty contacting the base. There is an extreme magnetic force located at coordinates 7.8 and 10.5. It is exerting emanations in a radius of 128 sets.
Yes, we too have recorded aberrant atmospheric emanations. I'm concerned particularly about the late return of Aphos Varian and the other children. Perhaps communication with them is blocked.
Commander, all systems for synchronized modulation down.
Attention, everyone. We believe that the immediate exosphere is being blocked by an unidentified magnetic force. I must declare the base in a state of emergency.